Altona is the westernmost urban borough of the German city-state of Hamburg, on the right bank of the Elbe River. From 1640 to 1864 Altona was under the administration of the Danish monarchy. Altona was an independent city until 1937. In 2006 the population was 243,972. History: founded in 1535 as a village of fishermen and then Holstein-Pinneberg, in 1664 Altona, since 1640 a part of Holstein-Glarus-Kortekstadt, received city rights from Danish King Frederick III, then ruling in personal union as Duke of Holstein. Until 1864, Altona was one of the Danish monarchy's most important harbour towns. The railroad from Altona to Kiel, the Hamburg-Altona-Euro-Kiel Railway, was opened in 1844. Because of the severe restrictions on the number of Jews allowed to live in Hamburg until 1864, a major Jewish community developed in Altona starting in 1611, when Count Ernest of Schoenberg and Holstein-Pinneberg granted the first permanent residence permits to Ashkenazic Jews. Members did business both in Hamburg and in Altona itself. All that remains after the Nazi Holocaust during World War II are the Jewish cemeteries, but in the 17th, 18th and 19th centuries, the community was a major center of Jewish life and scholarship. The Holstein-Pinneberg and later Danish Holstein had lower taxes and placed fewer civil impositions on their Jewish community than did the government of Hamburg. The wars between Denmark and the German Confederation, such as the First Schleswig War and the Second War of Schleswig followed by the Gastein Convention, led to Denmark's cession of the duchies of Schleswig, Holstein and Lauenburg to Prussian and Austrian administration, respectively. Along with all of Schleswig-Holstein, Altona became part of the Kingdom of Prussia in 1867. In 1871 Altona and the nearby city Hamburg were hit by cholera, with a minimum of 16 casualties in Altona. During the Weimar era following World War I, the city of Altona was disturbed by major labor strikes and street disorders. Inflation in Germany was a major problem. In 1923 Max Brauer, the mayor of Altona, directed that city personnel be paid in part with gas meter tokens, as these coins did not lose value from inflation. The most notable event at this time is the Altona Bloody Sunday on July 17, 1932 when several persons were shot by the police force during a demonstration of Nazi groups. After police raids and a special court, on August 1, 1933 Bruno Tesch and others were found guilty and put to death by beheading with a handheld axe. In the 1990s, the Federal Republic of Germany reversed the convictions of Tesch and the other men who were put to death, clearing their names. The Greater Hamburg Act removed Altona from the Free State of Prussia in 1937 and merged it with the Free and Hanseatic city of Hamburg in 1938. On February 1, 2007 the Ortsacharenziemter in Hamburg were dissolved. In Altona the precincts of Blankenese, Larup and Osdorf had existed and had local offices. On March 1, 2008 the Schanzenviertel neighborhood, which had spanned across parts of the boroughs of Altona, Eimsper 1/4 TTEL and Hamburg Mitte, became the Sternschansee Quarter, the entirety of which is now in the Altona borough. Geography. The border of Altona to the south is the river Elbe, and across the river the state Lower Saxony in the boroughs Harburg and Hamburg Mitte. To the east is the borough Hamburg Mitte and to the north is the borough Eimsper 1/4 TTEL. The western border is with the state of Schleswig-Holstein. According to the Statistical Office of Hamburg, the area of Altona is 77.5 km² or 29.9 square miles in 2006. Politically, the following quarters are part of Altona Borough: Altona Altstadt, Altona Nord, Beinfeld, Ottensen, Othmarschen, Grove-Lottbeck, Osdorf, Larup, Nienstedten, Blankenese, Isarbrook, Saar 1/4 LLDORF, Rissen, Sternschansee. Demographics. In 2006 Altona had a population of 243,972 people. 16.4% were children under the age of 18 and 18.6% were 65 years of age or older. 15.3% were immigrants. 12,545 people were registered as unemployed. In 1999, 48% of all households were made up of individuals. There were 37 elementary schools and 30 secondary schools in Altona and 635 physicians in private practice in 67 pharmacies. Diet of the borough. Simultaneously with elections to the state parliament, the Bezirksversammlung is elected as representatives of the citizens. It consists of 51 representatives. Elections Elections were held in Hamburg on February 20, 2011. The five parties having more than 5% in recent polls are the Conservative CDU, the Social Democratic SPD, the Ecologist Green Party, the left-wing Die Linke and the Liberal Free Democratic Party. Transport. Altona is the location of a major railway station, Hamburg-Altona, connecting the local rapid transit with the regional railways and local bus lines. The Bundesautobahn 7 leads through Altona borough. According to the Department of Motor Vehicles, in Altona 87,131 private cars were registered. Notable residents: Jean de Labadie, French Christian mystic who died in Altona. Jonathan I. Beschutz, was a Talmudist, Hilachist, and Kabbalist who died in Altona. Johann Friedrich Struensee, Doctor of Medicine, de facto ruler of Denmark. Konrad Hinrich Donner, banker and philanthropist, of Donner's Park, Altona. Akiba Israel Wertheimer, was chief rabbi in Altona from 1815 €35. George Jarvis, was the first of the American Philhellenes who took part in the Greek Revolution 1821–1829, general of Greek army, born in Altona. Johannes Groenend, botanist and microscopist who worked for Louis de Vilmorin in Paris and was born in Altona. Sophie Watt Risha FFER, was a writer of adventure stories for young people who died in Altona. Konstantin Brunner, German philosopher, grandson of Akiba Israel Wertheimer, was born in Altona. Karl Jens, plein air painter of Southern California, born in Altona. Ernst Lmannn, leader of the Communist Party of Germany during much of the Weimar Republic, born in Altona. Johannes de Boer, highly decorated general-lieutenant during World War II, was born in Altona. Carl Theodor Zarentsen, Danish landscape architect, was born in Altona. Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, Cameroonian footballer, was born in Altona. See also, Hamburg-Altona, the electoral district covering the borough, Altoona, Pennsylvania, named after the city of Altona. Notes. References. External links: Altona.info, newspaper with daily local information, Altona. Encyclopaedia Britannica 1911.